this is 2022, All About You. I'm LaJune, and I have professional tap dancer, teacher, co-author of Food as a Prescription, Staci Cascio. How are you, Staci?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So today I want to talk to everyone about food allergies and sensitivities and how it's actually not really just food. It could be anything in your environment, anything that you put on your skin, or put around you really is something that you need to pay attention to, especially if you've been told you have an allergy or a sensitivity to something. It's not just in your food, it's in everything. And also to talk to you about how to find out if you have any food sensitivities or allergies, if maybe you've been feeling like that might be something that is existing inside of you. So first I want to talk to you about the allergy versus sensitivity, right? So some things, obviously, if people have a peanut allergy, it's like an anaphylactic type of allergy that you need an EpiPen for. Not all food allergies do you need an EpiPen for, even if they are allergies, and some are sensitivities. So that could mean they're on a scale. I belong to a Facebook group about corn sensitivity, and there's a huge scale as far as sensitivity to corn. Like, you can be a little bit sensitive or you could be a lot sensitive, and it matters. Like, so my husband and I, who wrote the book, can both kind of have cornstarch as long as it's high quality. But when it gets to corn flour, that's a big no. No corn syrup, and then there are hidden forms of everything as well, which is just makes everything so much more fun. So, if you feel like you might have a food sensitivity or a food allergy, there are things that you can do to identify them, combat them, and move past them and heal your gut and the inside of your body and even the outside of your body, depending upon what symptoms you get from it. My husband gets sores on his skin from soy. So it can vary per person as well. And right now we have a nephew who's dealing with cystic acne, and we're trying to get him to understand that it really is the food that he's eating that can contribute. And maybe even something he's putting on his skin. Maybe it's the soap that he's using. Maybe it's the shampoo. Maybe it's the deodorant. Man, deodorant was a big one for me. I sweat. And I sweat a lot, all the time. Like, I could just I'm sitting here right now, and not just because I'm talking, but just sitting. Just the act of being alive makes me sweat. It's bad. And I always had to use some really heavy, like, Secret was always my go-to deodorant because it actually, kept me dry. Well, let's be honest, sometimes the things that oppose your body's natural reaction probably aren't the best things to have on or in our bodies, right? So I had to really search around, and I have super sensitive skin, for a deodorant that would help my body not sweat in a way that was unhealthy, but sweat in a way that was healthy and take care of what was happening to it, right? So now we're talking skincare products, which means all the soaps that you use. If you use any makeup, you got to be careful with the makeup. Obviously, you see my hair is green. That's not a natural color. So I do take a lot of steps to make sure that the products that I'm using are safe for me personally. I used to use a couple of hair dyes that I found out recently have soy in them, and I had used them before. And man, was I a little upset when I found out that there was soy in it, but they didn't put it on the ingredients, on the bottle. And I had to get a message to the company to find out if they had soy in their products or not. And yeah, that, or maybe they even changed their formulas. That happens a lot too. You have to be really diligent about reading everything all the time, because I can't tell you how many times I've had to change my vitamin producer because they started manufacturing it differently and ended up having an ingredient in it that I was now having an issue with, even though it previously did not contain that ingredient and I wasn't having an issue. So even if you deem a product safe for your use, that doesn't mean it's forever safe, right? You have to be diligent about keep checking, keep looking every now and then, just in case they've changed that form. Especially, a good one is when they've changed their product packaging. That typically means they've had an overhaul in the entire process of what they're making. And I don't know if I froze. Let me see if, let me hit stop my video and I'll put it back on. Okay. I feel like I froze for a second. Gotta love technology. So I was talking about just verifying that all the products you're using are always safe. And sometimes you're going to miss stuff and you just have to move on and there's nothing you can do about it. What happened yesterday, you just have to move on and take what happened today and keep moving forward. So that's, it's all the products you use. Even, so I was talking about body soaps. How about this? Dish soap, cleaning products. Yeah, we don't think about those kinds of things. Now, there's a couple of ways you can handle that. You could wear gloves when you clean if you wanted to use some super abrasive things that might not react well for you. Maybe wear a mask. I mean, we're kind of used to it now, right? So it's like you could be a factory worker for the day. You wear the gloves, you wear the mask so that you don't inhale or get on your skin the products that don't work well in your body. Yeah. That's a whole nother deal when we talk about our food and different things with the products and the chemicals and all that. I'll put a pause on that one. Maybe I'll get back to it. We'll see. But the cleaning products. So your dish soap, any sort of counter cleaner, oven cleaner, surface cleaner, floor cleaner, all of those things, they make more natural products. If you're visiting like a natural supermarket, they tend to have them in there. Listen, vinegar and water is probably your best option, but let's face it, sometimes you need to bleach something and you don't want to get it on your skin and you don't want to inhale it. So wear some gloves, put on that N95 mask so nothing gets through it, right? With the dye, obviously you wear gloves. So we kind of treat it the same way as if you were dyeing your hair. You don't want to get it all over your body because your skin is your largest organ. And whatever you put on it is going to go in it. Even if you don't think of it that way, it really is. So I have eliminated pretty much all makeup. Unless I'm on stage and performing, I really don't wear makeup. And sunscreen really isn't that great either. And I'm very fair. But there are so many chemicals in that stuff that for me personally are far worse than the slight exposure to the sun that I might experience, and vitamin D is good for you. Absorb some of that sunlight. Well, depending upon where you are, if you're in a sun type of environment right now, good for you. if you're not, you go outside even in the winter when it's sunny just so you can get a little bit. So anyway, that got me. I want to be in the sun. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I want you to start looking at everything. And one way to sort of corral all of that information is by keeping a food diary. And even if I say food diary, I'm still talking about an everything diary, right? You're going to tell that diary what lotion you wore that day. You're going to tell that diary, I shampooed my hair today with X, Y, and Z, so that if something does come up, it can come up immediately. It could come up within 24 to 48 hours, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks sometimes. So you never really, unless you have that diary of all of the things that have gone on in your life for the last 2 weeks, let's say, it's going to be very hard to narrow down the thing that might be affecting you. And the more you keep that diary, the better you're going to get at realizing what is the thing that might be affecting you. That's one option. If you want to just handle it yourself and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, that's probably the way to do it. The next option of figuring out what might be affecting you, if anything, would be to see a nutritionist. As far as not all nutritionists are created equal, first of all. Just like anything, not everything is created equal. So when I say nutritionist, I'm talking about someone who administers a nutrition response test. Okay, and this test is an energy-based test where mine is a chiropractor. It's not always a chiropractor, but that type of person tends to be someone who's more on that path, right? So if you find a chiropractor who does nutrition response testing, that's probably a good place to go, right? Because A, they're open-minded. B, they're going to help you navigate the whole thing, not just food. What happens is they lay these, do you remember VHS videos? Anyone? Okay. If you remember those containers that they were in where they would open like this and the tape would be on one side and the lid. So it's kind of like that, but there's vials of different products. And they lay them on your body and they measure your response to it. If you respond to that particular set of things, they get a little more specific and start pointing your finger to different specific areas of that container, shall we say, to sort of narrow down. And then once you're done with that entire process, you kind of get, it's not really a printout, you kind of get a checklist of things that you should avoid, and that includes food. That includes environmental things. That includes a lot of stuff like metals. You wouldn't even believe. I had a copper toxicity once and I didn't even know what was happening to me. I had started wearing copper socks. And I thought, oh, this is going to be great. My feet sweat a lot. I will, heal my feet because I dance on them all the time. And it turns out I was absorbing the copper through my skin to the point of toxicity. Who would have known, right? So I went to my chiropractor. He tested me, and turns out he told me I had a copper toxicity. And my husband realized that I had been wearing the copper socks and said, well, that makes sense. Maybe we should throw those copper socks out. So I did. So you just really never know where it's going to come from, to be honest with you. And you just have to be diligent and proactive in your survival is really what it comes down to. And I say survival, but you don't just want to survive. You want to thrive. But at the same time, when you have all of these things coming at you, it feels like survival. I'm telling you right now, it feels like survival. But once you get it narrowed down and you sort of get your routine down and you know what you can have for breakfast and what snacks you can have and what lunch consists of for you, and you can sort of make your grocery list, you kind of take that list that the chiropractor or whomever administers that test gives to you and you flip the script and you say, these are the things I can have, right? So now we're choosing to see the positive in what could possibly be considered super duper negative in can't have this and I can't have that and I can't do this and I can't go there and I can't blah blah, right? So you want to sort of take it and own it. Yeah. So you say, I can have these fruits. I can have these vegetables. I can make this food for myself that is not going to make me sick. It's going to keep me healthy and thriving all day. So, read everything. Keep a diary of all of the things that you encounter every single day. Water, coffee, whatever it is that's on that list, write it down. I promise you, it makes you super duper accountable and it helps you identify just maybe where the missteps are occurring, that you're not sure what's happening to you and why it's happening to you. And when you look at it, when it's written down, you're like, wow, okay, I see this snack right here is the culprit. So I can take that snack out and I can still live. I can still eat all of these other things and I can still shampoo my hair with this other alternative shampoo that doesn't hurt. You know, I was watching Queer Eye the other day. I was streaming it like it was water. And and they were talking about don't buy a shampoo with sulfates in it. And I was like, wow. Like mainstream is starting to get into this space that some of us have been in for a while just because we had to be. Not because we wanted to be, but because we had to be, because we had a health issue that we needed to take care of. And I'm really excited for where we're going as a population, as a species, in regards to how to stay healthy. I'm hoping that one of these days we're going to address GMOs and chemicals that we spray on our foods, because those people are profiting way too much on our sickness. And it's a shame that it's become political to want to be healthy. It's really a shame. But maybe a discussion for another day. Anyway, I want to wrap it up there because I want to show you our book. We just got a new cover. I'm so excited. We got oh no, here we go. Okay, I have to do that. There we go. So my friend Brad designed this pill for us, and we're an international, oh no, it's not going to do it. There it is. International bestseller. We became an international bestseller last year, and we were finally able to update our cover on Amazon, well, everywhere. So you can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Barnes & Noble, really anywhere. It has an ISBN number if you want to get it from your local bookstore because you like to support local businesses. Get the ISBN number from Amazon, take it to them and say, could you please order me this book and I will buy it from you. And it's called Food as a Prescription. And we talk about, oh no, okay, there we go. The struggle is real. The Zoom struggle is real. And, you know, we talk about a lot of the stuff that I talked about today. We go into a lot more depth. We tell both of our stories and so that you don't feel alone in this process, because I think it's easy to think that you're the only one out there suffering from something like this or from anything, really. And if you find your community of support, you'll feel tremendously better. Like you just come at it from a little bit more positive mindset, which is key to healing from the inside out. That positive mindset is everything. I don't know. Yeah. So there you go. I'm going to end on that. That positive mindset is everything.
Staci, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Mindset is everything, and definitely consult with your doctor, a nutritionist, a dietitian, or whomever in regards to getting a test. They also have tests that you can buy online. Every month is one. My allergy test is one. They have a new one. And it was funny, when I had you on my podcast, we were talking about the test based on your lineage. And I did one. It's called Vital Gene. And I am supposed to be vegan. I'm still working on that. Wow. Yeah. So please, let's get healthier. Let's get these tests, because COVID is running rapid. Our health risks, environmental risks, let's build up our immune system.
Exactly.
Thank you again, Staci.
You're welcome.
And we really appreciate you educating us on this, because
no worries. I love it. I love helping people identify something that may seem overwhelming and get a plan in place of how to deal with it and really thrive. Yeah.
So please, listen, the new year, take advantage of becoming healthier, invest in doing tests, because we invest in everything else that's not healthy for us. Let's invest what's going to make us become healthier in 2022.
Yes.
And grab her book.